The side effects of porn use. I'm Dr. Trish Lee. Let me tell you all the terrible side effects. Okay, I probably shouldn't have prefaced it with terrible, but they are terrible. And this isn't a moral discussion here. This is a neuroscience discussion. So let's dig in. What are the side effects? And then we're going to cover why they occur. So, side effects: decrease in memory, decrease in brain processing, decrease in self-worth, self-esteem, an increase, you're looking for an increase in something, increase in shame. There is a ripple effect that ripples out from you to your partner, to your parents, to your siblings, to your children, to your friends, to your employer, to your coworkers, to your community. And they may not even be aware of what this ripple effect is, but we know that one of the number one side effects is moodiness, anger, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type of behavior. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. The people in your world never know which version you're going to get. Then you're not able to be as productive in your work because attention decreases. This is all proven by science. You have strains in your relationship. You no longer participate in your hobbies to the extent that you used to because of what is called incentive salience theory, meaning that your brain is actually addicted and has a compulsion towards wanting. The wanting to go back, not even the act of going back. It is the wanting to go back that keeps pulling your brain in that direction. So we know there are physical and physiological side effects. There are psychological, cognitive thinking side effects, emotional, the way that you feel. And then there's behavioral, your behavior changes. That's the anger piece. You're bored more, you're anxious more, and in general, you have difficulty just existing in the world, which will be our bridge to the why. The why is because your brain gets accustomed to this massive neurochemical release. It's called a supernormal stimulus. So your brain is getting more than it would or could anywhere in the world naturally. And then your brain levels will change and your baseline goes from here to here in the amount of neurochemicals that your brain needs just to feel okay. So if you can't get this amount in the world, it leads you back to your habit. So what's the way out? Neuroscientifically, the way out is to unwire the pattern that your brain is currently using and to rewire your brain for a more calm, focused, present, filled with joy mode so that you don't have to feel anxious and your brain needs to be calmed down, or bored, fatigued, or overwhelmed and your brain needs to be stimulated. We're going to decrease those two modes and we're going to increase that perfect processing speed in the middle so that you can feel good in the world back at the baseline of the normal neurochemical release. Now, what are these neurochemicals? There's a whole host of them, but basically they're neurochemicals that are giving your brain, it's actually perceived pleasure. It's not even pleasure, but it's making your brain feel like it feels good. And especially it's taking your brain out of pain. So to no longer need to go back to feel like you're feeling good and escaping through pain reduction, the way to do it is to decrease the modes that create that create the feelings of anxiousness, boredom, overwhelm, and fatigue, and create the need to calm your brain and stimulate your brain simultaneously. How do we do that? You've got to train your brain. And there's basically two main ways that you can do that. I'm going to add in a third right now too, but there's two primary ways. Number one, you can let technology begin the process for you. And that's what I do in my neuro coaching programs. We use technology at a couple different levels depending upon what you need. And you can literally give your feedback to your brain of when it's making more perfect processing speed and when it's decreasing these speeds so that your brain performs better. Another way is to start your meditation habit, which I suggest you do even if you use the tech. Start a meditation habit in the morning and quiet your mind. Listen for the silence, listen for the quiet, so you can actually get back on purpose. And that's a huge part of the rewiring. So quiet your mind in the morning to start your day. That's the best way that you can start your day, is by tapping in. Tap into that brain of yours and let it guide you in the right direction so that the hijacker doesn't take you in the wrong direction. Number 2, you're going to take breaks in your day to calm your brain down, and so that it won't need to go back for more being calmed and stimulated, because you're not going to stress it out and fatigue it and overwhelm it. You're just going to use it perfectly throughout the days. Now, the third that I'm going to add in this video is you can use your thoughts and your feelings to rewire your brain, because they are what ultimately drive your actions and your reactions. So how do you do that? You do not let negative thoughts move in. You allow positive thoughts to guide your thinking. Quieting your mind in the beginning of the day, in the morning, is going to be a great start for that, so that you can keep the positivity. It's not false positivity or toxic positivity like people say. It is actual positivity, which will guide your brain. And when you feel more positive about your work, your relationships, and your hobbies, what happens is throughout the day, your brain is producing those neurochemicals. Instead of needing to go back to the habit for more of those neurochemicals, your brain's making more of them all day long. That is the key to success. Unwiring the pattern that's going to drive you towards the habit, but hardwiring in the pattern that's going to give your brain what it needs across your day and your life. That is what we are talking about. So go for it. You can do this. It is going to be a game changer for you. And remember that ripple effect. It's literally going to be a game changer for everybody in your life. You got this. If you need support, reach out to me at drtrishlee.com. I have a whole bunch of programs at different price points so that we can work together, so we can get you on the other side. Okay, and remember, control your brain or it'll control you.